So you guys, we have been being marketed to very successfully for decades. And we have been trained to trust the national brands. Well, I want to kind of wake you up. We call it big food. The big, large food companies are the worst in providing us healthy foods that we can actually depend on. So I'm going to call out in particular a category of food, baby formula. So this is from a report. I want to give you a little bit of history. So in the 1970s, Nestle was one of the biggest producers of infant formula. And they decided to, you can never in an infant formula duplicate what breast milk does. Now, sometimes women, for one reason or another, are not able to breastfeed. I'm not here to make a judgment on that. But what I'm talking about is how marketing for many years made women feel that their breast milk was, like inferior to what science could create with these infant formulas. It was rampant. And so Nestle got in a lot of trouble for marketing to African nations and poor nations. And this marketing campaign, they go in and they criticize, they show pictures of, chubby, rosy-cheeked babies and say, oh, look what the formula is going to do for you. And, oh, if you really want the best for your child, and who doesn't, then you want this formula. And they were heavy with all of that. Well, in these poor countries, it's a burden to have to purchase formula. Sometimes the water they had available was not good quality. And so lots of babies did not do well. The instance of sickness and so forth was rising. And basically Nestle got caught and they got, hammered for it. So supposedly we're not going to do that anymore, right? And that was back in the 1970s. So now this is a more recent report, and this was on the current marketing practices of 4 major formula producers. And so I'm going to tell you what their techniques were. I'm reading from this article. So their marketing techniques include reading social media posts from women about nursing, then sending direct messages to those women about the benefits of infant formula. Ooh. Second, false and incomplete scientific claims that formula is close to, equivalent, or better than breast milk. Entirely false, but that's what these people are doing. And then here's a good one. Offering incentives to health workers to promote formula through gifts and trips to conferences. I mean, you see that in the drug industry all over the place, but it's happening in the food industry and the infant formula industry too. So one of the researchers who wrote this report said the nature of the marketing really sought to exploit emotions, the fears and ambitions of women and families at a time when they're potentially most vulnerable. If you've ever had a new baby in your house, it is a vulnerable time, and you always want to do what's best for your child. So shame on these companies. This is still going on today. Don't fall for it, and always look for the details behind. Like, don't let marketing, it's called gaslighting. You hear something over and over and over again, and you start to doubt yourself. That's named after the movie Gaslight, 1944 movie. But you hear these messages over and over and over again, and then you start to kind of doubt yourself. So don't fall for it, folks.